Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LALATE with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. In this recording, as you know, the very first Afternoons LALATE is a Q&A. So I'm answering your questions live on air. If you're tuning in right now, jump into the live chat. Everyone can. And ask your questions away. We'll be answering questions in this recording about the monthly fourth stimulus check, the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel, that starts in the month of July, that pays for everyone who made less than $75,000, household of four or less. And if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits, we'll be going over fifth stimulus. So if you have questions about fifth stimulus, the SSI reform, and the other items in there that are for single individuals, also for adults, and also for seniors, yes, that's a fifth stimulus. I'll be answering those questions as well. Then I'll be also available to answer questions about third stimulus, the money for unemployment that's coming back, the money for rent, utilities, the business grants, and more. And I'll start with the breaking developing details from Wall Street as a series of corporate earnings just came in and blew it out of the water. It's a great afternoon, and I'm ready to answer your questions here on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? I'm loving the wonderful weather here in Los Angeles today. I hope it's good weather where you are. Thank you for joining me on Afternoons LA, in which we're going over your fourth stimulus check, the biggest single payout you're ever going to see in the history of this channel. But also, I'll be answering your questions on air. Questions on air will be answered in just about 2 minutes after this. But first, let me give you the update on the fourth stimulus check and the fourth stimulus package of 2021. It's the single biggest payout you're ever going to see in the history of this channel. It would start as a stimulus check in the month of July and continue month after month thereafter. The House plan is to give you a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The senators would give you a stimulus check from now to December. The House members are progressives, the senators are moderates, and then the amount of the checks differ. The House members would pay $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000. The senators, the amount of the stimulus check is unknown, but word on the street it would be this: $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. You get it if you got the third stimulus check. You're qualified for it, eligible for it. If you make less than $75,000, individual, married couple, $150 or less, double the check. Household four or less, quadruple the check. And if you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security and railroad benefits, the check would pay out in the month of July for the month of July and month after month thereafter. It's not income. It's not taxable. And there you go. It will go by reconciliation that would start in the month of May, which is where we are right now. Meantime, big corporate earnings, which I want to go over very quickly with you, that just came in from Wall Street because I deliver you 24/7 news. Activision Blizzard earnings came in, and they toppled estimates. Estimates were 70 cents a share. They came into 84 cents a share. I'm delivering you the Q1 earnings reports. T-Mobile came in at 74 cents a share. Wall Street expecting 57 cents a share. This is a big beat. Oh my goodness. It's almost a 20-cent share beat. And then Lyft. Lyft came in very strong and showed that its earnings reported nearly 4.5% higher than Wall Street expected. They had a very good first quarter showing that people are getting back into Lyft vehicles. And then Zillow shares did quite well. It posted 44 cents compared to 25 cents for Wall Street expecting. And then the Match Group, the dating company, did quite well, 50 cents a share. For Wall Street expecting 40 cents. And with that, let me jump into the live chat and answer your questions right now. And if you have questions about Bitcoin, about any crypto, also, I'm answering those questions as well. And also, if you have questions about tech stocks or similar, I'm here to answer your questions as well. And I saw a new newbie. Oh, my screen just jumped. Let's see if I can grab it there. There's Martha. Thank you, Martha, for becoming a Purple Hawk. How are you, Martha? How are you? Let me see. Cindy, You know what's sad is I'm afraid to ask anything. I want to get an answer. Cindy, I'm here. Cindy, I'm here. And Lisa has some beautiful butterflies. I don't know how Lisa got those beautiful butterfly emojis. I guess she's very sophisticated in knowing how to get those emojis. Beautiful emojis. There we go. Ralph tuning in from Monterrey. Is that Monterrey, Mexico, or Monterey, California? Um, and I heard if you get above poverty level on SSDI, you're not eligible for the extra monies in your check. True or false? Uh, no, false. I don't. Are you referring to fifth stimulus? I guess you're referring to fifth stimulus. No, not true. Sherry Shine. Wow. Sherry, thank you for the massive super chat. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's incredible. And there is Nancy JP. Thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. How are you, Nancy JP? Team Angels killing the butterflies as well. Anyone have any questions? I'm in the live chat and I'm answering questions right now. Team Angel, it's the regular emojis. Oh, there you go. uh, I wish I could get some help or light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm giving up. What you want 19? What's your question? What you want 19? Ask the question away, and I'm here to answer your questions. We already got questions answered about the emojis. Let me see if I missed any earlier questions before I came on air. No, I don't see any others. There's Crayola King, and there's Christine, and there is Anne, and there's Lisa, and Torre, and Lorena. Hit the like button, it says Toby. Mortgage forbearance, Linda Cooper. Yes, so mortgage forbearance is among those items from the third stimulus that's set to go away. So my concern is it could expire. So I would consider ensuring that you get as much mortgage assistance money you can get now, going live this week. I detail that on the next afternoon show. Make sure you get as much money as you can from mortgage assistance from your city, state, and county, Linda, because that's going away. And Mudrunner. My daughter wants buy some doggy Dogecoin. Is it a good thing to buy or wait? If you bought it now, you're just setting yourself up for a crash. I mean, it was 1 cent, 10 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago. I mean, it was 1 cent in February, and then went to 20 cents, and then it went to 30 cents. Now it's 50 cents. It ain't going to stay at 50 cents. Now it's going to go up. I mean, it's obviously going to go up. Elon Musk is appearing on SNL this weekend, and it is pure gambling. I mean, it is pure gambling. So if you like to gamble, then treat it as a gambling event. But if you think it's an investment, don't think that way because it is not an investment. It's pure gambling. It's pure gambling. And if you like to gamble, well, some people like to gamble. Other people don't like to gamble. So, if you want to gamble a couple dollars, then sure. Let me see some more questions. Purple Power, yeah. Wait, I missed it. Where'd it go? Scott, I'm on eviction. I have the eviction CDC showed up to the judge here in North Carolina. He just laughed at me and threw it on the floor. What's up with that? Uh, wow. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's a bad judge for everything. I don't know. The CDC eviction moratorium is in place. Now, there's some reasons the CDC eviction moratorium works and sometimes it doesn't. I would reach out to the volunteers that can assist you with that. Absolutely. Gus Perez, do you think FPUC will be extended past September? I hope it is, Gus. I have no idea if it will or no, won't. I think it would be crazy if it's not, because the problem is that we're approaching July just around the corner, and they got to get it going now. Sharon, thank you for the dancing pear, Sharon. I really appreciate that. Crayola, when am I getting the Crayola show, LA? I have to find I have to find the right colors. Sharon Walker. Is we going to get one of the ones SSI a check this month for the stimulus checks? No. So there is no stimulus check for the month of May, but there is stimulus available now in the month of May for people on SSI. That is rent, utilities, SNAP are among the items from third stimulus that you can get now in the third stimulus in the month of May. I'll be going over more about that on the next show after this. Let me see some more of the questions. I missed someone's question before. What about unemployment? They're going to extend it again? Cindy, same question. I hope they do. I hope they do. I think it would be crazy if they don't, Cindy. Why can't they just start the recon process now? I have no idea. I absolutely have no idea. Cindy, 2 people are asking about the unemployment being extended. I expect 100 people to ask about the unemployment being extended. It's really a critical issue. So unemployment extension is good till September. Yeah, I think it's about September, but boy, I don't know when Congress is back in session September. So that's the bigger issue. It's not when it's extended to, it's when Congress is back in session. Can I, American Patriot, can I use the IRS tool to find my third stimulus check? Absolutely. I had someone in the show before this said they just did the tool and it just showed up a check for May 1st. Lisa, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Cheryl, I reached out to the community page several times, but got no reply. Try another person on the community page. I know there's a few. The great thing about the community page is that you can go on there and see the people's names, and then sometimes they're in the live chat at the same time. So at the moment, at least one of them is in the live. Oh, 2 of them are in the live chat right now. Jeremy, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Everyone, welcome Jeremy to the community. Diane, do you think we should push for an extension? Absolutely. For unemployment, absolutely. And with babies getting so much more moolah, is there a way we could have accountability for buying necessities? Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with this Biden proposal of all this money for the children. There's a lot of things wrong with it. One of them is it could just be, it could be spent for something that the kids don't need. I mean, the parents have the money. The parents could spend the money on themselves. I mean, who's to say the parents are going to spend the money on children? It's just so. I just think it's so I just think it's so Nirvana thinking that everything's going to work out that way. Bruce F. For stimulus SSI, VA compensation receiving the same upgraded benchmark threshold. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Bruce F. Christine, can I be a volunteer? Love helping out. Oh, absolutely, Christine. Send me a private message on Twitter or Instagram. Jerry, do you have to be behind on rent to get a third stimulus rent? For third stimulus rent, yes, in some cases, but if that causes you a problem, well, let me say it this way. Yes, that's the federal guidelines, but the important thing to understand is that cities and states and counties have different guidelines, so they may have a different guideline for where you live. It may be more relaxed or maybe more stringent, but if you don't like the guidelines, always consider the nonprofits like United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action. Wow. Dancing Pear from Purple Power, which I can't see the whole thing. I guess it's Purple Power. Yeah. Thank you for the massive Dancing Pear. Really, really appreciate it. Let me see some more of the questions. Joan Rodriguez, what about work search waivers for unemployment if you're medically high risk for COVID? I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry. I don't know anything what that is. Susan, sorry I'm late. Thank you for all you do. I appreciate that, Susan. Team Angel, what form do you use to get the back stimulus checks? So you need to go to a tax preparer and do your 2020 tax return and request those missing stimulus checks from IRS by filing a 2020 return. So we still getting a 4 stimulus checks, says Danny Moore. So far, yes. Nothing changing in the equation yet. What form do you use, Team Angel? It's the personal tax return, and there's an actual line on it, but you want to reach out to a tax preparer, of which I am not. What about free internet, Jack Painter? Yeah, the volunteers can get you that, can set you up with learning where the free internet is. Thank you, Jack Painter, for that question. I get that a lot. How can I get help for food stamps? Hazel Lucky. So that's very easy, Hazel. Reach out to, call your Department of Agriculture, DOA. Also call 211 and say you want to get SNAP, SNAP, and they will set up the application for you. You can get it if you make less than a certain income threshold, and it's incredible great news. Marvette, can you tell me why they don't have grants for CNAs like they do for restaurants? I have no idea. The whole business grants section under Biden has not made a lot of sense. What do you think about Jeremy? What do you think about all the stimulus checks, maybe Social Security going up and all? Sorry, but I didn't hear your option. Oh, so let me give you a recap if you're just joining me on 4 stimulus checks. So 4 stimulus checks, the eligibility would be the same as 3rd stimulus check. So if you make less than $75,000 a year, this is you. Married couple, $150,000 or less, this is you. Household for 4 or less, this is you. And if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, this is you. Do you have to have a landline phone to get the free internet? Oh, I don't know. That's a really hard question. I have no idea for that one. That's a hard question. The volunteers in the community page can help you with that. Anything on homeless assistance in Riverside County? Says Tiffany. Yes. So the 3rd stimulus package law does have money for homeless people to get into shelter. I don't know where in Riverside you find it. What I would do is reach out to the Riverside County Housing Authority. There is a Riverside County Housing Authority, is what I recall from a viewer in January. So reach out to them and ask them that question. Also reach out to your Riverside County offices. Has the 4th stimulus bill been written yet? No. Diane. If you bought a business in 2020, can you get a PPP if you can prove the business took a loss? It depends on what time of the year. There are restrictions as to when in 2020. I don't remember. It's the start of the year. And that's for Lisa. Will adult dependents get a stimulus check too? Donna, yes, they will. Adult dependents will get a stimulus check as well, and minor dependents. Same as 3rd stimulus across the board. Sandy's asking, where do I get that free internet? Angela, Salvation Army told me they can only do $200 to $300, not much. So, I mean, there's a lot of different Salvation Armies across the country. I've had viewers get enormous sums of money for Salvation Army. But if in your jurisdiction they don't pay a lot, then reach out to another nonprofit like United Way, Community Action, Salvation, St. Vincent de Paul. Lilith Lair, What's the shuttered business deal? That's a shuttered venue grant. It's not just for venues, but the qualifications of them are detailed on sba.gov. It's for certain businesses that were impacted by the pandemic. To see the eligibility, go to sba.gov on that. Shuttered business grant. Is the next stimulus based upon the 2020 or 2021 income? That's a great question, Debbie. I would assume it's the 2020. I would assume they're going to do it the same way they did this one, which is the most recent tax return you filed. So they're going to go off of the most recent tax return you filed. Amy, can people get a business grant to start a business? Biden didn't deliver that. He said he was going to, and he did not deliver that. Debbie, forced stimulus is based upon which year's income. So the most recent tax return they have on file. Prabhupaya, subcommittee is already working on the bill. Is rent assistance and rent aid for COVID only for COVID people? No, you don't have to have COVID to get the rent assistance. And yes, if you're on SSI, you can qualify for it. That's for Darnell Hughes. Susan Catone, House Info, your show says they want to pay every American $2,000, $1,000 a check. No, I don't say that. I don't say that. That's for certain people. And even if their press release says every, it's not intended to be every. It would be the same income qualifications as before. What about the new EI deal grant of 5,000? Hamid. Yeah, I have a gut that it's going to go live this week. I've not seen it happen yet, so I'm waiting for it. Do you know what's going on with that tax return? I don't know what you mean, Marvette. Ask the question again. Maybe I can answer it. Can you explain the marriage penalty, Anne? It's a penalty that concerns beneficiaries who go into a marriage and then suddenly there's something that happens with their benefits. If you have suffered it, you know what it is. If you've not suffered it, then you've not seen it. So that's why I always say to viewers: if you're suffering the marriage penalty, you know exactly what it is. Dennis, will people on SSI get the forced stimulus? Yes. Are we getting hazard pay? Pravetis, Praexis. Hazard pay is that earned income tax credit of $1,400 if you 19 years or older and made less than 25,000 during the pandemic last year. Then you're getting a $1,504 tax credit on your next return. So Sandy just said something about the marriage penalty. Both me and Rob are on SSI. We can't get married because the marriage penalty would take away our SSI. So there's Sandy explained the impact of the marriage penalty on her situation. Bruce F. Any update on the student loan debt forgiveness? No update. No update. But one of the big updates is that there's a 1,000,000-person petition out today. There is a petition online with 1 million signatures to get it done. Linda, Neighbor trying to get on Snap. Good, good, good. Linda, I qualify for the $5,000 EIDL and I've not gotten an invite yet. Well, the $5,000 EIDL under the third stimulus has not gone live, so there's nothing to get an invite on. The only invite out there is the remainder of the $10,000 EIDL grant from 2020. What does Deborah says? What does Biden's plan have to do with individuals who don't show up for their second shot? Nothing. There's nothing about that in the plan. Has anyone received their refund from the unemployment taxes, Margaret? No, they would likely have not gotten because it's starting around this week, so it would take a little bit of time. And there we are. What a great broadcast this has been. Had a lot of fun interacting with you and answering your questions. I'm back with you in about, oh, I'm a little out of focus. I'm back with you in just about an hour from now with that big Afternoons LA broadcast. That is a big one. I don't want you to miss that show. That is about an hour from now. That is Afternoons LA. Follow 2 hours after that with Evenings LA. And then we go into LA Late Night. Thank you for your great questions. If you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you miss the show live, then join me tomorrow. Same time, same place. I was a little late going on air. Sorry about that. And I'll be here to answer your questions live on air tomorrow as well. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and stay with LA for more.